Ahoy divers, and welcome back to Deep Dive Gaming. I am the Mariner, and we are returning for more satisfactory gameplay with Satisfactory. Ahoy Twitch, ahoy YouTube, ahoy Rumble. And I'm flying solo today because my moderator had IRL stuff to deal with. So we are going to work on computers today on our own, at least for a little while. If you're in the Twitch or the YouTube or the Rumble, please say hello in the chat so I don't have this crushing feeling of loneliness upon me. But I think everything's set up now. Hi, Mariner Kitty. Ahoy, ahoy, ahoy. We have some Mariner Kitty today. Okay, so yesterday or the day before, we actually settled on the recipe we're going to use for the computers because we have we have these crystal oscillators. We have extra of these, and we have lots of production available for these. So these are what we're going to make. We have. Whoops, actually that was the correct button. We have circuit boards being constructed down here. Whoops. I meant to have that muted. Stand by. This do not stop for 2 hours. Let me check that text though, because that was from my mum. Maybe. Okay. Oh, probably should turn the. I'm still gonna get a ringer from her if she texts back. So let me put it on silent mode. There we go. Okay. So yes, as I was saying, down here in Breda we have at the petrol plant. We actually have circuits being constructed. So we're good there. We have circuits being made. Probably going to expand that in the near future, but for now we want to create computers. And looks like they're getting shipped off that direction. So that means the excess can come off of here. Probably go into an assembler. Whoops. Here. And we are definitely going to be using our... Well, actually, I wonder... I was thinking about this last night. It's like, how come I was not combining my train cars? And I think the simplest answer was I was trying to avoid clogs. But I'm thinking now we can at least, because the whole point is to make the adaptive control units, and we can export automated wiring and heavy modular frames from over here where we're making those. We could maybe use the extra car that we've got down here at or the extra, because we've got 6 cars but we're only using 5. The 6th one is supposed to be the export from here over to here, or wherever we're going to be making the adaptive control units. So we can experiment with exporting circuit boards from here, picking up the automated wiring and the modular frames from here, and delivering, what was I saying? Circuits from here, picking up the modular frame, heavy modular frames and automated wiring from here, deliver it all here. Use the circuits to create the computers. Feed that into the manufacturer we need and that we're feeding the other stuff into, and we should be solid. Yeah, unfortunately the adaptive control units also need circuits, so we'll have to split off that load. But that's not as big a deal. How far is that train? Okay, it's down there, so we can really quickly set up a freight platform here, maybe. There we go. This is gonna unload stuff. We'll go and leave it like this because it's this color, because it's going to be multiple things are getting delivered from here. So yeah, the question is how do we want to do this? Does anyone know if Botrix counts as a viewer? Because YouTube and Twitch both say I have one viewer, but no one's talking to me in the chat, so I'm wondering if it's Botrix, because I have that bot on both. Okay, let's do some work here. Boing. Why are you guys acting as if you don't have enough materials? Because you don't. Why do you not have enough materials? Let's see, we need 6 per minute times 2, 3, 4. Six times 4 is 24. That's 12 per minute. This one should be 12 per minute. Ah, pipes. 24 and 24. 48 pipes per minute. That's where we're having trouble. Where are the pipes coming from? All the way over here. That's 60 per minute. That's 60 per minute. But we need to have 180 ingots per minute. That's 90. That's 90. So, looks like iron ore is what we're lacking. So we also need 180 per minute iron ore. Oh, I've got an elevator. Let's take the elevator up. Such a noisy factory. I wonder if it's... Well, we'll check the conveyor speed too. Because it might just be a simple case of our conveyor is not conveying enough. Okay, so that one... How many are you putting out? 200 maybe. Ah. 200, yeah, 100 plus 100, 280. What's going on? Oh wait, if that's putting out 280, this needs to be Mark 4. Because Mark 3 is only 270. That might help. That's a Mark 3. Where's my elevator? Can't see my elevator to see what speed it's at. There it is. Ooh, that's a Mark II. That needs to be upgraded as well. Oh, that's gonna mess up my... Maybe I'll target it down here. There we go. Except that didn't need to be a Mark III, darn it. Let's roll back. Actually, it didn't hurt nothing, so we'll just put it back to Mark II. That's fine. Okay, so I think... Ah ha ha ha, that's a problem. Wait. Nope, that's not a problem. That's a Mark II. Okay. So 9090. I know. Let's check our... Where is it? Make sure our throughput is 180. Doesn't look like it's going to be so. How is that happening? Is it because of the splitter? You're making ingots to make sheets. Where are the sheets going? Oh, they're part of the process, I think, to get the oscillators. Okay, so we're going to need to keep that going. Yeah, that's only at 170 per minute. It needs to be at 180. I think it's being hindered because of this guy. Well, this whole thing over here. So, is there a way to defeat this? Other than just cranking this up? Because if we put a smart splitter here and say overflow to one of the two directions, it's going to impede the other direction. Too bad I can't customize the speed of the conveyor belts. I think that would solve my problem. So I guess we'll just up this to 320 per minute. Oh, hello. That might also help. Let's try putting this back to 280 and see what that does. So I didn't see that I had a conveyor belt that was being weird. That's better. Yeah, okay. 192 now. Sweet. $204, 206, 208, 211, 213. Okay, I think that was it. I missed upgrading my conveyor belts when I needed to. So that's fixing that, which should be fixing the rest of this. I think I need to check. Nope, that's 160 out. 90 out, so that's correct. Whoops, I need to do that. Okay, that's good. So that's 60 out. We don't need more than that there. Mark 2, Mark 2. Mark 2, Mark 2. Those are all going at full bore now, so that means these should be going at full bore very, very soon. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Okie dokie. So that's fixing that. We are still going to go ahead. Now that we fixed that, we're going to go ahead and do assembler. Get the first part of this started. And I'm going to make it even with this guy. Whoops. Ugh. So I want to do 2 of these if I can to start with. Oh, hang on. That, I should see if I can do assembler Mark 2 there. Oh, I just realized. Okay, so we're not going to do that here. We're going to extend this platform out. Because we're going to bring the circuits in from here. So that means the assembler should be out this way. Assembler Mark 2. I think this port's going to be the one that we have the circuits fed into. Ooh, excuse me. So this port will be the one we do the oscillators. Sorry if I'm making anyone dizzy. I'm trying to get my layout. Uh-oh. I gotta sneeze now. Hang on. Oh, the early warning system was a little too early on that one. Took a minute longer than I planned. Okay. So that one will go there. That one we can do like that. Simplify our wiring. Okay. Crystal computer. Woot! 10 per minute. Nice. 15 per minute on the circuit boards. So that's going to be interesting. 5 per minute on the crystal oscillator. Okay, so we're going to need a total of 10 per minute on the crystal oscillators. Currently we are doing 8. That's to get our motors up to snuff. So you'll need to add two and a half oscillators per these guys. Yeah, we still only have 4. Okay. Oof. Wow, look at that overclock. We're already... Okay. 4.5. Oops. What? We only get 0.5 for 50% more production? Woof. Okay. Alright, so that means we have two choices. Can either build another crystal oscillator manufacturer, which is probably, I don't think that's tenable, honestly. Unless we put it over here somewhere. But still, even at max power, that's only 2.5. We would need like 4 of them at 2.5 in order to be able to do the amount of crystal oscillators we need. So, I think rather than doing that, I'm going to actually, so we will overclock these to 2.5. And then we'll do the summer sloops, and they'll double. And that'll be more than enough crystal oscillators to do the job. We just need to make sure we have enough production. So I'm not going to try and overclock anything just right off the bat. I'm going to actually wait until I see one of these go yellow. Like, not right now. That's going to be a long wait. I'm going to come back here and I'll check these out to see if any of them turn yellow. And then I want to check on my power. Yeah, we're right at the threshold. Max consume is just over the threshold of capacity, which is dipping again. I don't know why that is. We have 2 places building or providing power. We have our coal power plant over here, and we have our petrol plant over here. We're going to need to do another petrol plant. And I think we're going to do it I think up here in this region. Because we know there's oil fields right here. And I think they're pure even. So before we really get into our computers, we're gonna get more power going. I could overclock these, but I have a feeling that the power gain would be minuscule in comparison, so I'm just going to keep going with my plan A. Ugga. I have coffee, I have water, I have candy. I need to go that way. Oh, there's a couple of Mercer spheres over here I should collect. Oops, okay. Got that one first. If we can get high enough. It's actually fun to cross the large gap. It's like ultimate parkour. Go ahead and grab you while we're here. And if you're watching via the YouTubes or the Rumbles, please don't forget to say hello so that I can abate this crushing loneliness that I've got by that I can merely compensate for by talking to myself or pretending there are people watching and talking like I've got viewers. It's a professionalism thing mainly. And if you're watching this back on, if you're watching this on Playback Ahoy, hello. Thank you for the rewatch or the whatever you want to call it. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you're on YouTube or Rumble. EF Ahoy, hello. How are you today? Is it EF or just simply F? I'll go ahead and get those while I'm at it. Wee. It's EF, how you said before. Okay. Thanks for clarifying, because I was about to say, haha, I have an F in the chat. Do you have much time in Satisfactory? Oops. I was going to start construction on computers today, but I realized I'm going to need more power to be able to manufacture them. But I need more power to do the bits, make some of the bits I need in order to manufacture them, so
harvest the scripture.
around 300 hours. Very nice. Are you liking it so far? Is it good? Are you figuring it out? Splash, 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 splash. I kind of like that you get that sound even if you're just on the wet sand. Oil. Oh, there it is. And the two up there, which is as we figured. That one's a normal. Those are impure. Oh, dang. Okay, this isn't going to be as an effective power draw as I thought it would be. But, better than nothing. Yes, we will start with these up here. Got back in update 3, but I've just picked it back up again recently. Well done. I think you'll enjoy the improvements and changes. I know I do. I picked it up with... I'd seen it about since like update 8, but I was like gonna wait until it was quote unquote done. And then when I found out about that, I joined up. So I've only been playing since it's been in the, like, since it got out of early release. So I'm trying to think how to best to do this. We do need oil extractors. And I'm gonna face this one north. But yeah, I've been keeping an eye on it since I found out about it about a year and a half ago or something. And then when they released it, I was like, yes, gimme. And I've been playing it, not necessarily exclusively, but definitely ad nauseum for several months now, on stream and off. Okay, I need to extend this pipe out first. And in case you didn't see it in the title, this is a modded playthrough of Satisfactory, but nothing too earth-shattering or game-breaking. Mainly focused on some quality of life things. So no big old cheats. I've also got a couple of expansion mods on it that will make it a little bit harder. Like I added the Lithium mod. Haven't really gotten to the Lithium yet. I think it's like a phase 4 situation. Might be late phase 3, but it doesn't affect any of the project parts needed for phase 3. So if you check the YouTube description, I've got what mods I'm using currently listed. You can look them up at fixit.app, because I don't think I put a link in the description for where those are at. But fixit.app is the official mod site for Satisfactory. It's got a Satisfactory installer even to help with installing the mods. Also helps keep them up to date. The most useful ones so far are the SkyUI, so I can keep it daylight. I don't have to worry about it getting dark while I'm working or while I'm building. Because some viewers don't like when I build in the dark. I don't really have a problem with it, but I'm trying to get my cater to as many people many viewers as I can while I build my channel. I've been seeing some growth of late, but not as much as I would like. SML. Yes, Satisfactory mod loader. Thank you. You planning on making a nuclear power plant? I am. But I'm going to use another one of the mods that I got, which is super useful, but I'm trying to keep myself like from being utterly, completely dependent on it, and that is having the dimensional downloader. This guy. But I think for nuclear power, I'm probably going to have to utilize that mod, use that more, because there are very few places where you can get the fusion or the uranium, and it's a major pain in the butt transporting the rest of the resources needed to those locations, or to transfer the uranium from the locations, the few locations where you can get it, to where you want to build your nuclear power plant. So there's going to be some of that utilized, I think, there. The only other place I'm using the downloader is to transport the project parts from where they're being built to where my space elevator is, so I'm not constantly moving that. I was thinking, oh, ahoy Technic 05, welcome to Deep Dive Gaming, and welcome also to EF, because I forgot. I am the Mariner, and we are playing a Satisfactory. Yeah, the drones for uranium, yes, but that's not the end of it, because you still have to transport the stuff that you have with the uranium that's also radioactive. So the thing I ran into when I first tried nuclear power is building the stuff you need to ship to the, because you put the uranium in something to make the something, and that something is also radioactive. So it's like it's a logistical nightmare to get it all hooked, to get everything from everywhere else, make things on site, and feed the nuclear power plant directly. It's also a major pain in the butt to get everything, or to send things out it's like A to B to A to A to B to B to C to B to B to C to D to B to B to B to A, where A is the uranium node and D is your nuclear power plant. Do you know that you can make 144 megawatts from 60 oil per minute with rocket fuel? I wasn't aware of the exact numbers, Technic, but yes, I know you can make a massive amount of eco-tricky with rocket fuel. I just don't have, actually, I think I do have rocket fuel unlocked, but what I don't have is the nitric acid unlocked yet for processing. So what I planned for my nuclear plant is in 2 locations, one full of reactors and one area for processing in the fuel rods. Yeah, that's fair. I might end up doing something along the same lines, but oops, pipe is too long, eh? It's gonna be, once I get to the point where I can build it, then I'll assess and be like, okay, what do I need to do where? Why is that being like that? Whoa. We gotta redo that pipe. There we go. Because last time I tried to build a nuclear power plant, it was down here in this area. Because there's a uranium mine in the cave here. But shipping anything else into this is ridiculously hard. So, like, that might be where I get my uranium from, and then I'll just fly it somewhere or use the dimensional depot downloader for someplace. Prefer use fuel because I don't want to deal with waste. Hey? That's the other struggle bus, is like, how do you do... And that's kind of what I did, is after I built the one power plant in my last save technique, I was like, nah, man. This is just too technical for me at this particular time. So I'm gonna do something else. And I ended up doing like what I'm doing now, which is taking the oil fields that we have up here in this area, up here, and making massive fuel power generators. Ag. Stop it. Stop it. Turn non-fissile uranium into plutonium fluorods, then put them in the awesome sink. Yeah, I'm going to probably be looking at that as well when I get back to it. The first time, my first playthrough, I also was like, not laser focused, but like I was trying to get to the end of the game so that I could, I want to make these Mark II pipelines, see what the ending looked like, because I could have just watched it on YouTube, but I was like, nah, I want to actually get to the end of the game and see it for myself via the end of the game. So I could say I completed it once. Why are you being weird like that? You should just go straight down. Maybe noodle is the proper course of action here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So there are options, and then once we get there, I'll definitely look at making like a field where we have multiple nuclear power plants available. That'll work. And it does take a while. I think for now we'll work on... Ooh. Hang on, I think I have to sneeze again. Okay. Let's see if we can blow that up at the same time so those bugs are not bugging us. Except we aggravated them by I'm in late game with nuclear power. Cool. How does it go? Oops, not what I was looking for. I wanted these. Making 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 21, 210,000 megawatts and only using 50,000 megawatts. Well, you've got room to spare then. I do want to get nuclear power, but right now all I have is fuel and turbo fuel to play with. I should really look into seeing if I can do turbo fuel power generators here. That'll do for now. Doing supercomputers automation right now, and my max consumption is about 2,000 over. Oof. Let me do this pipe. So I want to get it over this rock. It's worth it to use heavy oil residue to make diluted fuel because I have 420 residue going into nowhere. I mean, yeah, if you can convert it into turbo fuel, EF, you could power some field power generators that way. Get a little bit of extra power. Okay, now we need to do refineries. I need to convert oil into fuel before I can do anything else. Polymer resin is going to be an issue. $60 per minute crude oil. How many crude oils am I getting off of these? I think it might only be 60. Whoa, that's a weird jig. We gotta fix that. Whoops, that's also a weird jig. Let's bring it, whoops, let's bring it from this way over to here and then connect it up. See if I can make it face. Invalid pipe shape? Why? Why is that an invalid pipe shape? You're the one imposing the shape. If you just did it straight like you're supposed to, it'd be fine. When a rope done for that pipe of oil is just transported on foundation. Yeah. But one of my other viewers, Mojo, always complains when I overdo the foundations. So I thought it would be a nice challenge to try and do it just off of the ground, just pipe it conforming to the ground, what's it? Try and conform to the ground stuff. This is a little bit of a fun challenge to make it, because last time I did this, I did try to use foundations, and it was very difficult. She doesn't complain that often, really. She just... I know she doesn't like the, clear cutting. Oh, I forgot to look and see how much oil I'm going to actually get out of these things. You should have the diluted fuel. Are you doing research? Ugh, this still looks ugly. Ah. I don't suppose I could just connect it. Nope. Okay. Although, I think I might be able to do... I have no idea how to make it straight. So maybe like that. That's less ugly. You should still be able to get the Diluted fuel recipe. I do have a Discord to join, but it's invite only, and usually you have to be an active participant in my chat for at least a week before I'll send out the invite. Because what keeps happening is I'll invite people, and then they won't be active in the Discord. So I'm trying to keep it down, keep the Discord population to people who will actually engage. I keep going up to look at the oil output and then forgetting because I get distracted by the pipe. $60 per minute, okay. But we can overclock these to a maximum of 150 per minute. And truth be told, my Discord isn't that active anyways. I'm not that particularly engaging my own self. 150. Oh, cool. Okay. Like I'll post when I've got it automated to post when I'm streaming. Let's go ahead and put, and then what else? There'll be a little bit of discussion about this, that, or the other thing. I've got different threads for different games I'm interested in, stuff like that, but I don't even post in there regularly, so that might be partly my fault why people I invite to the Discord don't usually engage. Is there any reason your pipes are painted green? Yes! It's my channel color. If you look at the channel logo, I've got my diver's helmet there with the mask that, or the front window that looks like it's in the shape of a game controller, complete with buttons, and it's green. It's one of my shticks. I like green. You can do that through the user interface. You can customize your default swatches. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting 200 fuel per minute. Excuse me. The next phase would be to see, oops, if we can convert this into turbo fuel. Oh, come on. There we go. Which means we need to that might actually be enough room. Just been standing at my monitor trying to split 1.3 something 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 and 1.6 something 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 belt into 2.42 belts, 1200 belt. That, wow. Yeah. I'm with Technic on that one. Okay. Do I have coal and sulfur nearby for me to be able to make compacted coal? No, I do not. I may have the sulfur, but I definitely do not have the coal. Let's see about sulfur really quick. Oof. Not even the sulfur nearby. Okay, so we're going to be using a downloader, I think. So let's go ahead and put that pipe there. Go ahead and put that pipe there. Turbo fuel. Turbo fuel. Ooh, we may have to do more than that. Whoop. 56 point. Oof, okay. How much for 50? Is it 40 per minute? Nope. 41 per minute? 41.5 per minute? 41.75 per minute? Ugh, okay, 41. Okay, so we need an even number. So we're just going to say 40 per minute. Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's 20 per minute per fuel power generator. Okay, so we're actually going to rip this one out. I do occasionally Technic when I'm trying to, like, at the beginning of this playthrough, I was using a Satisfactory modeler to design my initial power plants, or initial factories. In fact, I can show you. Give me just a second to call it up here. And then, boop. There we go. I wonder why not all of it's showing up on the screen. But yeah, I got a couple of motor factories. I've got an automated wiring factory, versatile framework factory, smart plate factory, home base. All of these are plotted out. But I got to the point where I was like, figuring these out is going to be just as hard as just doing it in the game. So I didn't feel like doing them twice all the time. So I ended up just doing the, like, building the factories in game, trying to not necessarily plot it out, but just like see what I can do off the cuff. I've also used Satisfactory Calculator EF and the Splitter app. Or Splitter web app, I should say. Does come in handy, but like I said, at this I'm at the point where I'm like, I like the sort of off the cuff planning that I do versus trying to like engineer it out beforehand. Makes it more fun for me to like try and strategize and keep it in my head what I'm planning to do. Okay, so that's those two. I didn't even know Satisfactory Modeler existed until today. Yeah. There's a lot of nice tools out there for use with Satisfactory, or to help you build in Satisfactory. And I'll use them if I need to, like, if I've got something in particular I'm trying to figure out, or to help me do math. But for the most part, I do okay. The other reason I was going to try and use Modeler more often in this playthrough was because I wanted to like be able to keep track of available resources. Like if I've got extra out of a place, I can like see how much of that extra there is to maybe reroute to somewhere else. But then the way I'm plotting it out, I don't actually have any excess to send anywhere else anyways. So it doesn't really advantage me as much as I thought it would. Okay. Copy. Paste. We'll copy this one. Paste. 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 Oof. Whoops, that didn't line up. Yeah, it does, I think. Wahaha. Okie dokie. Now, what I'm going to do... Oh no, I think I might not have left myself enough room here. So I was going to use elevators to deliver compacted coal. Can limit the output of certain machines and modeler to reroute your resources somewhere else. I'm aware, yeah. EF, I definitely recommend you like watch a couple of tutorial videos for modeler, because it does take a little bit of it has a little bit of a learning curve on it. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I got a bot on Twitch I'm dealing with. There we go. Okay. Alright, so this is one of the quality of life mods I have. It's a splitter merger pole to help placing elevated splitters and merger type deals. Doesn't operate the best, but it's better than nothing. But it enables me. Let's go ahead and make this a clean pipe. To better place my themapippers. That will enable me to do things like... Wait, oh shoot, okay. Just straight up, not gonna let me do it. Okay. You can go sleeping for today at my 0014. Oh, you must be in the UK then. Well, thanks for stopping by, Technique. Don't forget to hit the like and or subscribe on the YouTube side so that you can see when I'm streaming next. You know what? I'll go ahead and lift that up one more. We'll need to back all these up. Either that or you're in Europe. But, like I said, have a good night. In the UK, and for me it's only 11. Oh, okay, yeah, he must be in Europe. What part of the UK are you in, F? Central Europe, nice, okay. Just do it there. You're from KF? Looks about right. About 3-hour drive from London. Ah. That doesn't help me much. Whoops. 1 hour? Okay. He's the only one to say where. That's fair. That's totally cool. I shouldn't have even bothered to ask. That was my fault. Right. I got that set up. I'm gonna do. Let's see. Ow. Prop up my downloader so that it lines up with these. See, how much compacted coal are we actually needing for this? This refinery is putting out 100. Okay, so we can reduce this. Reduce these down to 96 per minute. Dimensional depot is really that useful because I see you going out your way to get immersive spheres. Well, immersive spheres come in handy for the dimensional depots. my needs are doubled because I need them for the downloaders as well as the uploaders. So anytime I'm near them, I want to go get them. But yeah, the Dimensional Depot in general is really useful. So you don't have to worry about wasting time running back and forth. To get materials when you're building. They'll just always, if you upload resources into the Dimensional Depot, they'll always be available for you when you need them for building. And I use a mod that allows me to, what it does is it gives me the upload overflow or upload priority. So it'll pass through, so I can pass the belt through it. It'll upload till the cloud is full and then send the rest on. Or if it'll pass through all it's fed, and then only upload when it's got extra. But it's super. The base one is super useful to have, just because it gives you better availability of parts, so you don't have to run around, you lose a lot of time. Why can't I jump correctly? Running back and forth, collecting resources unnecessarily. Currently, I just have a central location, my mid-tier base, which just has all resources up to tier 5 and 6. That's fair too. Like, there are other streamers who will have like a central repository for all their stuff. And then when they're like uploading, when they're unlocking milestones, they'll pull from that resource versus downloading a bunch of stuff from the cloud, waiting and then having to wait for it to refill, which doesn't take a lot of time, but it could be considered a time waster. I usually don't bother. I usually just pull what I need down from the cloud, let it refill, because it will do so pretty quickly. Hyper tubes to everything else. Nice, yeah. Having the Dimensional Depot and stuff in the cloud still, I think I think you'll find the advantages outweigh any disadvantages you might think of. And then you may give up on having central storage. But if you've got central storage already, it shouldn't be that much of a deal to make a few uploaders to send everything up. Let's see, what was I working on? Oh, that's right. I was looking to see how much. 32 compacted call per minute. Times 4, 224. Oh, actually, that's perfect. So this is a mod right here. Because I don't have a good way of transporting the compacted coal down here, I'm just using a downloader. I've only got about 30 minutes left of the stream, but if you want to catch more of this, I will be on a different channel tomorrow night called Lagging Out. There it goes. And we'll be doing more of this. Maybe even getting to the computers. And Lagging Out's another, it's a group of gamers. Some of us stream, some of us do other things. But there's a Lagging Out live podcast on Friday nights. Oops. Let's do that one. Come on, Batrix. I know that's the right command. There it goes. But if you missed them or missed my stream on Lagging Out's channel, I'll be back here on Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. I forget what the command is for that blurb. But let's go ahead and get things running here. I still need to set up my fuel power generators. So we're going to need to expand these foundations outward some more. So I think we can do 2 per. So that's going to be 8 total. Yeah. And I think I might just, because we're blocked here. I think what I'll do is I'll extend outward. Actually, I might put them here. Do a pipe around. Yeah. I think that'll work. So we'll expand this foundation out to the east instead of to the north. Build this as far as we can go with it. I think that's it. We'll clear out the shrubbery. Rock. Wish there was a way to blow up the rocks. I think gonna go street. Put that. Wait, does this put stuff out? Nope, it does not. Okay. Those two guys put out waste. I gotta figure out what to do with that. And also, I just realized I need to... I goofed this up. Because we need to be able to get rid of the polymer resin, and I didn't leave any room for extracting, for like moving that away. I think I've got enough room. I just need to let's roll back the save. I think maybe to here. Let's see. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try that save. That way I don't have to carry around a bunch of compacted coal when I tear that down. Yeah, okay. Just thought of something. I think I can lift him up one more time, then they'll be even with that guy, and then we can do something clever. Or not. 75 out. So these actually need to be Mark IIs. This needs to be Mark II over to here. I think I'm going to put the awesome sink because we're going to need one. Here. Yeah, I think that's as good as we're going to get. Also need to work out the power situation, but that'll be later. $75 is 150. Yeah, we should do a Mark III. This should be a Mark III. Well, we'll make this a Mark IV. Oh, stretch. Okay. Okay, so now that we've got that equipped, can redo our piping. Make sure we got enough space. So I'm going to put you over here. Nope, we need to put you there. Come on, go where I point. That's not where I'm pointing. Oops, wrong side. Okay. No, I don't think I'm going to get to do the clever thing I wanted to do. Maybe I might. Maybe might. Because what I was thinking about was any extra compacted coal can go in here to go into the awesome sink. But that doesn't make sense to do that. Because then we're wasting compacted coal, which we shouldn't really be doing. We'll just make it even for visual. Oh, we got another problem. That we can't raise them up like I wanted to because we need room to send them underneath this conveyor belt. So, are you making turbo fuel? I'm making turbo fuel power generators. Because the turbo fuel I am making is going to be my fuel for those turbo fuel generators. There. Now the only question is that enough clearance? I'm going to do a save and then we'll turn that on and see what we get. So I may have to make this all be lower. Oh, it just fits. Cool. All right. This needs to be one up. Oops. I did two up instead of just one. There we go. Okay. Right, so The polymer resin is getting sent to there for now. That's good. So now we can go about expanding the foundations out like I wanted to previously. I might not go as far as I did last time because we got rocks. We got flipping rocks. Rawr. Pew. Okay, pipes. Make them straight. Ah. Okay, I think that's correct. Why are these? Oh, I didn't set them. Are these at least? Yeah, these are at least. Oh, we didn't. Can set these down to be 96. Copy. Paste. This one's correct. I'm gonna check something. How much can those fuel power generators take of the turbo fuel? Oh dang, 7.5 per minute? Oof, we may be able to do more than I thought. Okay then. We'll still do what I want to do. Just to set us up. See if it actually works out the way I expect it to, or if I need to redo the pipes. Oops, that was a bit too far. It looks like at 7.5, we're gonna have enough to run like 5 1/3 I wonder if that means 45 divided by 7.5 would give us an even number. It would. Okay. So 45. So it means 54 per minute. Ugh. These guys can only do maximum is 100 per minute. I think we'll just stick with that number. Or less, actually. So 40 divided by 7.5. Got a third left over. If we do times 5, 37.5. Okay. Copy. Paste. 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 That means these guys only need to be putting out 90 per minute. Copy. Paste. That means we only need to have like we'll leave the crude oil extractors at full overclock, just to keep from having any issues with that. But that means each of these can do 5 power plants. Woofda. I may have to finish this up tomorrow night. I'm running out of time. See how far, oops, how far this way I can go. I think about that far, because otherwise we'll be interfering with getting using this thing. Okay, so our first 5. I think what we'll do is this here. Yeah, I think I just need to rip these out and relay them as we know where they're going. Once we know where they're going to go. But we'll get this set up. So our first 5 power nodes are gonna go here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we didn't need to do these 2 rows, 3 rows, however many. Why don't you package all the turbo fluid and use that dimensional depot mod to bring it to a different place with fuel generators? Because there's plenty of room for fuel generators here. Very little else I actually need to do or to mine over here. It's a nice big open area for fuel generators with very little practical use for other things. So it makes sense just to build the fuel generators here. Then we'll use power towers to come down this way and connect to our network over here. Besides, packaging is one extra step that we don't need to actually it's 2, because we'd have to package it here, transport it, then unpackage it. So I'm just skipping the packaging and unpackaging step. Like I said, there's plenty of room up here and very little need to use the space for anything else. Oops. Now, one thing I failed to consider is it's 7.5 per minute at 100%. What is it at 250%? See if I can figure that out. To create 2,000 megawatts of power, 60 mega cubic is needed for, or 160 fuel. Ugh, it's making me do math in my head. That's not gonna work. Okay, so I think what I might do is reduce this. Maybe only have 2 to start with. Let's see what that gets me. And if we need to, we can expand down the way. But next thing I need to do is set up power lines to get all this running. And between these 2 generators, we'll be able to run everything. So I just need to have a small biofuel generator, I think, set up at the top of the hill where I got this stuff going, or where I got the 2 refineries. I need to do the wiring first, and then I can decide where I'm going to put the fuel. But that's for tomorrow night. I think I'm done for tonight. So thanks for hanging out with me, EF. Hopefully I see you tomorrow night on the Logging Out stream. Go follow me over there, or go follow Lagging Out and subscribe, and you'll see my notification. See when I'm streaming tomorrow night. Until then, I guess enjoy Satisfactory. And my usual sign off is fair winds and fun gaming, people. Bye bye.